Okay, so this is my rune set for how to use runes for Anglish and also modern English. This is based in the Elder Futhark rather than the Anglo Futhark, just because I think it's more fundamental, but there are other things from the Anglo Futhark added in. But let me just go through each of these, and then I will show you how to type like this at your keyboard, your QWERTY keyboard. So I don't know the names of these runes, but I'm just going to call them by their sounds. The f as in food, oo as in rude, th and th, the voiced the and with unvoiced th, ah as in father, as in rock, k as in king, g as in get, w as in word, h as in hoot, n as in now, I as in igloo, and if you have two of them next to each other, it makes E as in fleece, Y as in you, Oi as in choice, P as in pot, Z as in zoo, and also at the end of chairs, dogs, etc. This is S for soon, as in soon, Sh as in the share, T as in told, B as in boy, E as in men, M as in more, L as in lore, Ng, the NG at the end of sing, beginning. This makes the O sound as in snow. This makes D as in dog. This is the schwa sound, the as in rum, or the end of kama, or love, etc. This is a as in cat. This is aw as in awful, lawn, dawn, taught, thought. This is the as in book, look, took. This is makes a ch sound like cheese or chair. This makes the V sound in love. This is the j sound as in gentle, and joke and jest and things like Jesus. This is makes the like I call it like a tight E sound, like like I guess you would call it like an A sound, like pain, but also in words like air or care, share would be this, but also in pain, make, rain, say. There could be also alternate spellings of plus an I. This is zh as in treasure, mostly in English words that are from French and things like that, like treasure, pleasure, etc. And then I. There are 35 as in Christ and light and life, etc. This is there are 35 of these, and for the double I and the I, which I have as the I, this makes the I sound. These over here are the commands for how to type them on your computer with the code, with the AutoHotkey script that I will have in the description. You just copy and paste that into Notepad. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But so now I can type from my computer, keyboard, anything I want, like sold, sold, pair, what, not this, pair of shoes. And I would encourage people to experiment with this. With the AutoHotkey script, you can experiment with this and see. I've been experimenting, and you can really tell that it's just a very coherent system. And logically, the runes look like how they sound. This is not historic. They're historic use in every instance. Some of these have been reassigned to other sounds, but I think visually, the information is conveyed in a clear way. Um, Let me just show you quickly how you would do this with the AutoHotkeys. You would download AutoHotkeys from the internet, which is free to do, and then you would open up Notepad, which I would have. This is the script here. I'm just going to click Edit Script, but you would just open Notepad like here, and then you copy all of this information, which will be in the description, and you just click, in here in the text box, and you hit Control V, which will paste everything from your clipboard here. And then you come over here, you click Save As, okay, and it'll try to save this as a text file, okay, TXT file. You don't want that. You would want to name it whatever you're going to name it, and then period AHK, just like that, right? And that will make it an AutoHotkey type file that you can then right click. You would hit save. I'm not going to do that because it's already saved, but you would hit save. You would save it as that, and then I save it to my desktop where you could save it anywhere, but you would click on this, right click, and you just hit run script, and then you would be able to come into, not there, there's it here, and you can just type, okay, from your keyboard. And the cool thing is you can change any of the commands that you want. So if you want to make the schwa sound into, this, on the letter I, for example, you can just swap that in there. Just take note that in the AutoHotkey script, let me go back there just really quick. In the AutoHotkey script, go to Edit Script. If you look over here, I kept everything off of Shift. I just am using the letters and also the Alt symbol. Alt is symbolized by a exclamation point. So if you wanted to do Alt N, for example, like the command is here, then you would use an exclamation point. That means Alt. If you wanted to use Shift, that would be a plus sign. If you wanted like Alt Shift, it would be exclamation point plus sign and then whatever the letter is. And then, with the double colon, space, capital S, lowercase END, and then space, and then whatever the rune is. So anyway, so that's how you would set that up or change things to your liking. But I think I did set it up quite nicely. But that option is there. So the other thing I want to show you is this doesn't just work in word processors. This works on YouTube, it works on Facebook, it works on Reddit, because these are in Unicode. So you can where was the there it is. Type any thing, right? That says you can type anything, right? And then period. And most everyone should be able to see this, if I were to comment on this video. And I've actually done that. And then what I would do is, you see, if you want to like completely make your keyboard go back to normal, you can come over here into your taskbar, and then you have this little H for the AutoHotkey thing, and then you right click it, and then you'd hit exit, and then you could type normally. But what I usually do if I have this script running, what I'll do is, instead of doing that, if I want to type normally, you put caps lock on, okay, caps lock on, and then you hit shift, you hold shift, and then anything you type will be lowercase, normal letters. And then if you turn your caps lock off and hold shift, then you'll get uppercase letters. So if I were to do this, I would just hit capital T. This is caps lock off with holding shift plus T. And then if I want the lowercase letters, I'm going to turn caps lock on and hit shift. And then translation. Okay, and then I would type, turn the caps lock off, shift, caps lock on. You can type anything, right? And so that's all on my one keyboard typing. It is a little bit like to remember how to get the capitals, how to get the things, caps lock on is lowercase. Caps lock off is caps lock off plus shift is uppercase. So then you do that, you click comment. I'm not going to, actually I'll comment here just so you can see it. And it'll just show up like this. People can read it. Now, of course, nobody's going to be able to read this, but I do type comments like this just to be, it's just something I do. But now people can actually see this video and then see how it's done. I'm going to delete that for now. And I would encourage people to experiment with this and, experiment with Anglish. I think with Anglish, you really get a lot of benefit with the script. I find that when you write, hold on, where is the text document? When you write in English, it just lends itself to the runes better. It's more coherent. It's more authentic looking. The letters go with the tongue. So I do think this could be a definitive way of writing. In fact, I would say from the other rune systems for how to write in modern English or English, this is, in my opinion, much better. It's much more intuitive to have letters like, especially this one. A lot of people make this into an O sound or and aw, but I think the phoneme of aw is more likened unto an ah than it is an O. So, especially because, the ah vowel, the ah rune looks like these two. It's this one here. It's that one. So this rune, it's a different font size. That's why it's smaller, but normally it'd be bigger. They're related. These sounds, ah, ah, aw, they're related. Okay, where O is its own thing, and then I have as the vertical line. Where is that? That's lower. The I have is the vertical line with the diamond in the middle of it, or the circle in the middle of it. Because it's like but then crushed down into the center, that's how I think about it. So I think you will see that this is quite nice, and it works really well for typing, and it is more condensed on the page than Arial font and most fonts of the same size. So if you type a paragraph like this, you will have the same words take up less space. And although you might think that these are harder to read at a distance, just in my dealings with them for a number of days now, you do get used to the silhouette of what words are, and you don't have to see the little details of every single letter to know what the word is. So they are comparable reading at a distance, I would say, as the Latin letters. So anyway, I just want to see if there's any other thing that I'm forgetting here I wanted to mention. So one other thing that I forgot to mention here is that in my system, R and L are commonly vowels. I know most people don't teach this for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But if I wanted to spell the word world, that would be this. This is R and an L and D. World. It would not be world or world. It's world. World. And even if you were in RP English, received pronunciation, British English, world and nurse and learn, that's how they would pronounce R's. And so the R is the vowel. Same thing with if you were to look at the word needle. Okay, you have the N, the double I makes an E sound, D, and then the vowel at the end is L. Needle. It's not needle. It's not needle. It's needle. 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 If you were singing it, you could also open it out. Needle. But essentially, or needle. I know people don't normally do that, but it is an option to do. And what it does is it just allows the person to really understand what the sound of the word is. Because English has gotten very much out of sync with its spelling. And if you just look, if I type, hold on, let me put this in a normal font in Arial. And if I were to type, because look at this font. This is in 10.5, okay? 10.5, and then we're going to go back to Arial. And then if you were to type world and needle, you can see the runes really do take up quite a bit less space than the Latin. If you were to write north, for example, that would have a O. North. It's not nurth. It's not nurth. It's north. North. N-O-R. Thorn. So, and like nurse would be that. Nurse. See, if you try to write like that in the Latin and you just type this, okay, it looks silly because it's Latin. The alphabet doesn't work with the language. I mean, we make it work. We found methods to make it work, but it doesn't lend itself, even though this is what we actually say. But with the runes, it's fine. If you were to make this into, a schwa or something, nurse, I mean, I guess you could do that, but again, you're now removing the visual component from the actual sound being made. What's being made in terms of the sound is nurse or nurse. The same would be for learn, learn or turn. It would have the same thing. And for words like blurry, for example, where there's two R's, I would do this. Okay, where you have blur, the vowel is still an R, but then the second R is the consonant, blurry, blurry. You could also, you could do blurry, but that's not really what we say. It's blurry, or the word in English for praise, hairy. Okay. Hurry, as opposed to like hurry up, would be hurry. Hurry, hurry, right? So you can do that to differentiate between when one is a vowel and when one is a consonant. And I've not yet found a word where by either a single R or a double R, there's any confusion about what the vowel is or whether it's a vowel or a consonant. It's always pretty clear. So this one revelation, if you want to call it that, R and L can be vowels as well as consonants. It are that's key information. That's key information in spelling reform, and I think it's definitely relevant here with the runes. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I encourage you to set up the AutoHotkey thing with the information in the description. Just copy and paste it into the Notepad and follow the instructions, and then type in it. Type on Reddit in the English forum. Share this video around. Let people know about this, because I know this is the greatest video production in terms of compared to what I've seen other people do. I'm not really a computer person, even though by God's grace, I figured out how to do this by happenstance over a long time, because I've been into spelling reform for English for a long time, and creating different scripts and things, but using Latin letters or altered versions of Latin letters. But this, I think, is really promising system I have here with the runes, and I do think for people that know how to harass the people at Unicode, or not even the people at Unicode. That's not even it. But the fonts. When you change fonts with the runes, they don't really change their appearance that often or that much. They usually just shift their size, and I do think that their legibility could even be improved more if the fonts were just tweaked a little bit. But even as they are, they're quite legible. Thorn, I would think Thorn would be pointy, not rounded like this. But again, you'd have to see what it looked like compared with the Win, and if that was, clear. This does make this more distinct from the Win, but nevertheless, try it out. Share with other people you think might be interested in typing this, writing, poems, books in this, because the other rune systems that I've seen people do to try to bring runes back into use, I think a lot of their information is good. They have a lot of things I agree with, but then some of what's done with the vowels I really don't agree with, and they don't understand this thing with the R. R is a vowel. Very often in words like this, it's a vowel. And it needs to be treated like that, because otherwise you start the separation between the visual component of the written word and the auditory of what you actually hear and how you produce the sound. It becomes removed. I was thinking about the word speech, because a lot of people would say that, speech, which we write like this, okay, but a lot of people say we pronounce it like this, speech. But to me, I would still write it like this in the runes with a p sound, because this is going to make you think of like a harder speech, and then this will start to turn into a j. So the P kind of keeps this speech, even though it's is sort of voiced by necessity, the P sound. So, I would write speech like that in the runes. S-P-E, the double I is a E, and then the ch, speech. You could write speech like that, speech, but I just think that's clearer, and it sort of looks like a mouth, opening their speech. Anyway, All right, yeah. So thank you for watching, and click like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. I have some more music coming soon, and if people, are interested in more Anglish things, then I might also make more stuff about Anglish.